So hi everyone, my name is Sandra and I'm the Trade Sales and Marketing Manager for the UK market for Shizuoka, home of Mount Fuji in Japan. I'm going to sort of give you a quick overview of two prefectures I look after. So Shizuoka is one of them and Okinawa is another one, which I will go on to after. So without further ado, I will show you a very quick video. See if it moves. Okay. So, okay, it's gone back. Okay, so for those who haven't heard of Shizuoka before, it is basically located in the central part of Japan. So it's very close to Tokyo and also to Kyoto and Osaka. So it's along the Golden Route, basically. For Shizuoka itself, it consists of Mount Fuji in the north part of Shizuoka and a beautiful coastline in the south. And within it, it's a complete contrast to other Japanese cities, as it has stunning mountains, lakes, and tea plantations. Oh, what happened there? Okay. Okay. Can you go to the next slide, please, Sharon? Oh, thank you. Accessibility-wise, Shizuoka is actually very close to Tokyo, so it's about an hour away on the Shinkansen, which is the bullet train, or if you're coming from Osaka, then it's about 2 hours on the bullet train. By car, it's just over an hour's drive. There's also an international airport located in Shizuoka, but it doesn't go to the European side, it just flies to other Asian destinations, such as Korea, China, and Taiwan. There's also a cruise port as well, called Shimizu Cruise Port, for your fly cruises as well. So as you can see on the slide, Shizuoka is kind of like split into sort of 4 main areas. So you've got the western area with Kakagawa and Hamamatsu, you've got central area Shizuoka, you've got the Mount Fuji in the eastern area, and also another eastern part, which is the Izu Peninsula. Okay, so first lot of questions. Shizuoka is the home of which famous mountain? Is it Mount Everest, Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Fuji, or Mount Kinabalu? So I've got some very simple questions throughout this whole presentation. Okay. Brilliant. So, moving on. I'll give you some really quick sort of highlights of Shizuoka. So first up is Izu Peninsula, which is the stunning sort of southern coastline of Shizuoka. It's also known as Japan's Riviera as well. It has beautiful beaches. It's also got scenic mountains as well, all mixed in one interior. So on this slide, you can see Mount Fuji from the western side of Izu Peninsula. 20 million years ago, due to all the volcanic sort of movements and crustal changes, had created these beautiful landscapes and created all these sort of like natural hot springs within Izu Peninsula. So it's been designated as a UNESCO Global Geopark in 2018. So you can do lots of water sports around the Izu Peninsula, and also you've got some rugged coastal walks as well. Let's have a look. So one of the interesting attractions here is Mount Omaru, which is an extinct volcano. So as you can see, there's lots of sort of like grasses all grown over the volcano. It takes about 6 minutes to go on the climbing lift to the top of the crater, which is about 300 meters wide. Following on, sorry, okay. So Shizuoka has a lot of onsens, and it also has a lot of ryokans. In fact, the most ryokans in the whole of Japan. So onsens are hot springs, and they normally are sort of in hot spring resorts. The most famous and oldest one is the Shuzenji Onsen in Izu. Traditional and contemporary ryokans, which are sort of like Japanese style inns, where you sleep on tatami mats and you sort of eat some of the local cuisine there. The attractive resort towns are like Shimoda, which I can see a stunning shot of it here. So that's one of the beaches that you can go on. So, question. Okay. What is the stunning coastline on the southern part of Shizuoka called? Is it the coast, Sippadan, Yunakawa, or Izu Peninsula? Okay, great, well done. Sorry, it's all a bit slow on my machine somehow. Okay, so moving on to the Mount Fuji area. So it's Japan's most iconic mountain and also of UNESCO World Heritage. On the base of the mountain, there's the Fujinama city, which is home to this shrine here, which was built in 806, dedicated to Mount Fuji. It was also to appease the gods so that the mountains and the people will live in harmony. And also one of Japan's most beautiful waterfalls, the Shiro-ito Falls, which is about 200 meters wide, 20 meters high. And basically it's the melting snow from Mount Fuji that has created this waterfall effect. Mount Fuji World Heritage Center opened in December 2017, and basically the design of it was like an inverted cone, so that on the outside, on the entranceway, is like a pool of water which has a reflection of Mount Fuji. Then going on to Shizuoka city, which is in the central part of Shizuoka itself. Oh, sorry. I'll go back one. Can I go back one? It lives and breathes history and culture, but it also has a lot of sort of like great natural beauty. As you can see, there's a Shimizu cruise port there, and basically you've got a stunning backdrop of the Mount Fuji area. In Shizuoka city itself, there's also the longest footbridge, wooden footbridge in the world, called the Horai Bridge. Okay. I need to move on quickly. So this one is a stunning Oigawa Railway. Basically, it's a really quaint steam locomotive, which you can sort of like get bento boxes to eat on the train. And it goes through like beautiful gorges, such as this scene here. On one of the stops is, I'll just try and move on to the next slide. This is the Bridge of Dreams. It takes about 25 minutes to 30 minutes to walk along at a very leisurely pace across the beautiful gorge. On one end is like a load of food stalls, and the other end is like it splits into lots of walking and hiking trails. So you can walk for 30 minutes or hike for 2 hours if you like to. Okay. And then Kakagawa, you may sort of be familiar with the name because of the Rugby World Cup last year. The stadium was actually near Kakagawa. It has a 15th century castle. You can do sort of like green tea picking and making experiences. You can spend a night in a traditional Japanese farmhouse, and also nearby is like a hidden food street with traditional eateries and bars. And then next to it is Hamamatsu, which is basically famous for a huge lake called Lake Hamana. There's a Hamamatsu castle, but the main sort of like hub of activity is literally like around the lake itself. You've got water sports, boating and fishing, things like that. It's also a manufacturing town, so it's home to Yamaha and Suzuki, and Honda Motor Company was also founded in Hamamatsu. There's also sake brewery tours, tasty gyoza dumplings as well. On the food and drink side, Japan's oldest alcoholic drink, distilled alcoholic drink, is called the awamori. And basically the largest amount of tuna, bonito, whitebait caught in Japan. The highest output of wasabi is also in Japan, made in Shizuoka. And the sakura cherry shrimp is the only thing that's caught in Shizuoka. And the sake breweries that I mentioned before, they use the groundwater that began as snow on Mount Fuji. Okay, trying to get to the next slide. Okay, as this is one scene of the beautiful green tea plantations that you can see, and Shizuoka is actually the green tea capital of Japan. And if you go on the Oigawa Railway, then basically you can go through all these scenery, beautiful scenery of the huge plantations. Questions? So what can be caught in Shizuoka? Is it the sakura cherry shrimp, the octopus, cod, or lobster? Okay. Oh, did I get the answers there, Sharon? Ah, here we go. Brilliant, wonderful. You can do farm to table experiences, which is basically you go to a local farm and you go out and pick all of these beautiful vegetables out there. You take them back, cook them in sort of tempura style, and enjoy a meal with the local farmers there. So it's a very community sort of feel experience, okay, which is quite sort of, it's trending basically. Sorry for the slow slides. Sorry, Sharon, thank you. So other activities in Shizuoka, basically you can, white sand beaches for swimming, scuba and surfing. You can go mountain climbing, paragliding, horse riding, cycling and golf. Obviously, because Mount Fuji sits on the border of Shizuoka, then it's quite easy to access the mountain itself. So, question? Okay, question disappeared. Okay, which of the following experiences can you do in Shizuoka? Is it green tea picking, paragliding, hiking, cycling, or all of the above? Okay. Excellent. Well done. And then obviously last year was the Rugby World Cup. This year was supposed to be the Olympics, but it's been postponed to next year. But Shizuoka will actually be hosting the cycling event in the Izu Velodrome. And there's also mountain biking in the Izu Peninsula, and also various cycling road races, which the men's finals will go to the Mount Fuji base, basically. So, final lots of questions. Which Olympic sporting event will Shizuoka hold in 2021? Swimming, cycling, karate, or fencing? Okay. Excellent. Okay, and then to round up. So why Shizuoka? So it's very close to Tokyo, so just an hour away on the bullet train. It's off the beaten track, and yet you can still go through because it goes along the Golden Route. A stunning mountain and coastal scenery, has lots of ryokans and onsen to experience, fantastic food and drink, culture and heritage, and of course it's home to the iconic Mount Fuji. Okay. So thank you very much for listening for Shizuoka. I will, these are my details if you need to contact me for any information.